Captain, sensors indicate a breathable atmosphere in the space station. It seems that whatever Arc-7's intentions, it managed to create a biohazard that is deadly to Romulans.
I really don't like that Spock is coming along with us.
Yeah, like, I figured that Romulans are close enough in terms of genetics that this is highly dangerous.
Yeah.
Logic. What happened to my logic?
Oh no, Mr. Spock is coughing.
We got a time limit.
Oh, great.
You take the hypo with Ouroboros toxin cure.
Wonderful. We did it.
It's what I was afraid of, Jim.
Well, time to fix that.
Well,
There, you're now cured.
that's what I'm afraid of, Jim.
Finally, a
I
human-
have a cure for Spock.
Save new game. The machine synthesizes 1 liter of TLTDH gas.
An
Finally.
unusual compound, Captain. It can induce laughter and feelings of exhilaration in some, much the way nitrous oxide affects humans.
It doesn't affect Vulcans, of course.
Actually, Doctor, both Romulans and Vulcans suffer its effects.
Why, that's just dandy. Vulcan laughing gas.
Please, Doctor, this is not a laughing matter.
You hear the muffled sounds through the vent of hearty Romulan laughter, followed by the dull thud of bodies hitting the deck.
It's very ominous.
I have called off the Romulan attack on this station, Kirk. I believed your virus was some kind of deliberate attack, but your great honor and compassion have convinced me otherwise.
You also conducted yourself in the most honorable fashion, Centurion Preax. You may return to Romulan space without Federation interference.
You are an honorable adversary, Kirk. Jolon true.
You are also a worthy opponent, Preax. May you live long and prosper.
Another fine mess.
Priority message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have reports of an undetermined number of Elasi pirate ships in your sector. You are ordered to proceed to the Harlequin star system immediately and investigate. Starfleet out.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to Saving Often. We are on to episode 4 of Star Trek 25th Anniversary, titled Another Fine Mess. David, how do you feel about this?
I am waiting for the game to beat me into submission.
It hasn't
so far
already?
we're alive and kicking. We have the will to go on.
We do. Well, you do. I feel like you're dragging me along at this point.
Listen, the game could get really good in the back half. We don't know.
I'm honestly hoping that it does. You know, as I mentioned, I'm enjoying the flavor. I'm enjoying the Star Trek. I like seeing these characters and dealing in this universe. But as an adventure game and a flight simulator, it is leaving quite a bit to be desired. But that's okay. We're going to maintain a positive attitude here as we move on to the Harlequin system. For episode 4, Another Fine Mess.
We're having a good time, Rick. This is a very uplifting and positive channel.
All right, we need star cluster number 4, Harlequin.
We have arrived at Harlequin. 2 Elasi ships approaching fast, Captain. I'm also picking up an ion trail from a small ship, probably a scout. It left the sector just as we arrived. It appears likely that we interrupted the pirate attack on the scout.
Message from the Elasi captain, sir.
We'll show you what happens to those who come between us and our prey. Prepare to die! Raising shields.
All right.
Is that the same Elasi captain, or are they just reusing assets?
It's the same portrait. I don't think it's the same captain, but there are now 2 ships that I have to deal with here.
Double the fun. Just imagine, the final episode will have us up against Styx. What worries me about multiple targets is giving them that much more chance to heal.
Yeah. I'm hoping this won't be so bad because we're not dealing with ships that can cloak. I'm trying to fathom this interface if you did not yet own a mouse.
I mean, you could just, like, buy an extremely expensive, like, flight joystick.
I seriously, like, in the entirety of the original series, I don't remember as many dogfights as we've had in this game alone.
I mean, as you can see here, they're very difficult to do well.
Yeah.
Aye, sir. I don't know how long she can take it, Captain.
So that's my emergency repairs button, and he's never done emergency repairs. He just complains when I press the button.
Yeah. This guy.
He can take a lot of heat, I'll tell you.
The ion trail of the scout ship leads to the Harappan system, Captain.
Picking up the subspace signal, sir. It's very weak.
Patch it through, Lieutenant.
Enterprise? Is that you, Kirk? Friend Kirk, I can't believe they sent you to rescue me.
Oh
That
my,
sounds
yes.
No, please, say it isn't.
I have a visual signal now, sir.
You've got to help me, Kirk. You've got to help me.
Harry Mudd.
I have had a terrible misunderstanding with the Alasi traders. Traders! They're out to kill me, Kirk.
Fancy that.
Now see here, Kirk. I sold my Mud's miraculogrammas in perfectly good faith. A little sideline work, you understand. Now they won't leave me alone. No. They're tracking me again. I can't send coordinates. You have to come protect me. I'm a registered ship with the Federation. Mud out.
I'm afraid his ship is registered, Captain, and regulations require we respond to his distress signal.
So if you're not familiar with Harry Mudd, he's a recurring character in the original series, a beloved con artist and smuggler. So, good to see him make an appearance here.
Do you think we can get some snake oil from him?
Yes, we absolutely can. So, he was heading off to the Harappan system, correct?
Sounds good. Sounds accurate. I was distracted by his vocal delivery.
Our orders are to render whatever assistance we can, sir.
All right.
The Harappan system is binary, with a neutron pulsar in the vicinity causing difficulties with our sensor readings. I was able to trace Mudd's transmission to this derelict.
So, our friend Harry is on board, no doubt. Can you tell me anything about the derelict vessel?
There are 6 major subdivisions within the hull. All systems are down. There is, however, limited atmospheric integrity. The environment appears to be the result of a temporary Save-A-Ship life support generator. Not exactly a reliable model, Captain.
We're being hailed by Mr. Mudd, sir.
Captain, you came. I'm touched.
Harry, I have to be touched in the head to have anything to do with you. How's your lovely wife, Stella?
That was a dirty trick, Kirk. However, you'll be glad to know I let bygones be bygones. If the Enterprise will stand by and fend off any pirates, I'll just finish my salvage operations here and be out of your hair.
Computer records document that you filed notice that there was no salvageable value here, and that the ship was a common passenger tug.
Did I say no value? Minimal, Captain, minimal. I meant nothing but promising when I filed the report. We both know my judgment isn't always perfect.
I would say your judgment is never perfect, Harry. Perhaps we should beam over and judge the situation for ourselves.
Ah, that isn't necessary, Kirk. I can handle...
Harry, relax. We're old friends. We'll understand if things aren't picked up and looking neat. Kirk out.
I appreciate that Kirk does not need our permission to sass Harry.
I would very much like to see this alien ship, but the prospect of dealing with Harcourt Fenton mud again gives me pause. Topic not available, Captain.
Mud. Harcourt Fenton. Harcourt Fenton, Harry Mudd, is one of the most infamous criminals at large in the Federation. A notorious con artist and troublemaker, Mudd has been imprisoned numerous times for petty crimes. While Mudd is not considered physically dangerous, he is quite devious and often uses dangerous means to ensure the success of his schemes. Starfleet captains who encounter Harry Mudd should be extremely wary.
All right. Oh, wait.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Haha, I remembered.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Welcome, Captain Kirk. So glad you're here. The Elazi have been terrible trouble to me.
Well, you're terrible trouble to me, Harry. Tell me what this is all about.
I happened upon this ship not long ago and dutifully registered as salvage, mind you. In the hold here, I discovered one of these devices in that box over there. When I tried one on a wall, it floated off the grease and dirt. Perfect for cleaning, near as I could see. I peddled a few of these Mudd's miracle degrimers, and everything was going perfectly well.
Then something went wrong, right?
Actually, no, Doctor, not then. I'd started offering a few other little items I found. Mudd's limited coffee substitute, a great little specialty item. Lenses to affirm packaging build-your-own telescope kits. The collection of novelty paints, things like that. All of a sudden, the Elazi pirates are asking for me in every quadrant, wanting to know where I'm getting my goods.
I see, Harry. Well, we'll look around here while the Enterprise remains close by.
Look around all you like, Captain, but I'll be keeping an eye on you. I've registered this derelict as my salvage, and I don't want you running off with all my prizes.
Harry, as official representatives of the Federation and of Starfleet, we recognize your rights to legitimate salvage. Need I say more?
I understand perfectly, Captain. Carry on, Captain.
Harry's also trying to find the pixel hunts here to get some inventory items.
Kirk, my friend, when have I ever given you the slightest bit of trouble?
There was the time that you tried to commandeer the Enterprise to sell Wive to miners. And then there was the time you stole the Enterprise to exchange us for androids, who were holding you prisoner.
Perhaps there have been a few minor misunderstandings.
Don't push your luck, Harry.
Are those actual episodes or just ones that are being implied to have occurred?
I'm trying to remember the context of the episodes that he was in, but I know he was in a few, so...
There are shiny, multi-sided spherical objects in this box.
I do like orbs.
Odd-looking contraptions small enough to hold in one hand.
These are computer memory transfer media, probably designed for use with the alien computer system.
Floppy orbs.
Nothing to report, Captain.
A small energy device with a flanged opening at the front, about the size of one's thumbnail. Done. Done. Shiny dodecagons as long as one's hand, highly reflective, shimmering with the prismatic rainbow look of oil on water. One of Mudd's miracle degrimers. This container holds small mechanical components unfamiliar to you.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you, Captain. They're unfamiliar to you.
This lens, about the size of one's thumbnail, magnifies like a fine optical glass.
That sounds useful.
Nothing to report.
Fine.
Done.
You got a little monocle.
These lenses, about the size of...
Okay. Anything else we can glean from here? Any other little rectangles somewhere on this screen that I'm going to need to progress?
This container holds bricks of what might have been pre-processed food a long time ago.
Nothing to report, Captain.
There's nothing there required. There's nothing there.
Well. Ooh, ominous.
A large claw-like device hanging from the ceiling. An elaborate piece of alien-looking machinery. These cylinders have fallen down from the rest. 2 yellow triangular buttons. A row of unmarked cylindrical containers.
Very geometric.
Mm-hmm.
Save new game.
I feel like this claw is going to give us some trouble. Well, maybe not.
Oh, a vending machine. More triangular buttons.
Small containers of oddly colored liquids. This seems to be the main monitoring station for the beds. Above it is some sort of dispensary.
Beds, huh?
Are they like stasis chambers?
Padded inclines resembling a bed.
There's nothing there required.
Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report. Nothing to report, Captain.
They're being very stingy with us this time.
They are.
I failed to see the...
Jim, these look like the capsules we might use in a hypo. I wouldn't recommend experimenting with them, though. Alien physiology or not, you can never be sure what unusual chemicals will do to the human body. We won't be able to operate any of this equipment unless we can learn more about the aliens, Jim.
Can we just push the triangles?
Nope.
I guess we have to learn more about the aliens.
I guess so.
You see a plain gray screen.
That's not what I wanted to know about this.
I want to look at the weird orb, like the one we got in our pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You look but see nothing of note. A control console from which operators run the ship. A control console from... You look but see nothing of note. A control console.
Okay.
Evidently the aliens' bridge, their centralized control. A closer look may provide more information.
Mr. Spock, come take a look at this. This is evidently the main bridge. What do you make of it?
This is clearly the control center for the ship, Captain.
Like I said,
Too much information, but I do observe 2 things.
Go on, Mr. Spock.
This station definitely is configured differently from the one beside me.
This shouldn't be surprising. After all, there are 2 stations.
That may be, Doctor. But if you'll recall, all the Enterprise's different stations link into the same computer network bank, and...
What else can you determine at this stage, Mr. Spock?
These people have a fixation for the number 6, and even divisors and multiplicans thereof. 3s and 12s in particular. I believe this may be the necessary first clue to understanding the aliens.
Mr. Spock, come take a look at this.
This station...
Mr. Spock, come take a look at this.
This station definitely...
Mr. Spock, come take a look at this.
This station...
That's all he's going to tell me.
Apparently. Well, this is a different room.
The sphere in the middle of this console appears to be some sort of control mechanism.
I really don't like the fact that they've given us like 5 screens at this point of arcane alien technology, because the implication here is that we're going to be playing Myst by way of Star Trek 25th Anniversary.
It is worrying. Remember how we were talking like, oh, any outline of a geometric shape might be something. That's the escalation of the difficulty meta here.
Mm-hmm.
You look but see nothing of note.
The data view screen is operational. The information selectors are controlled from the console platform.
Like, do we even have like a very strong objective right now?
No.
Like, Harry just wanted us
This
to protect
seems
him.
to activate the ship's computer bank control node. Given the aliens' predilection for multiples of 3, it may be possible to use our tricorders to decipher the information carried in these data banks.
That would be quite a find, Jim. This is an alien race unknown to us, and they are certain to have knowledge new to us.
Were the universal translator available, this would be simple.
With the Enterprise out of range, that's not an option, Mr. Spock. What else can you do?
I believe if Dr. McCoy and I conjoin our 2 tricorders, we may be able to process enough sample data to get a basic understanding of the aliens' computer system. This will completely tie up both our tricorders for an extended amount of time, however. Both our tricorders are now working on basic processing of the aliens' computer data system. The tricorders are not the equal of the universal translator, but we should be able to retrieve basic information and get an insight into their culture and life systems. I don't believe we could have gotten even this far had we not deduced their fixation on base 6 mathematics and aesthetics.
So you're saying I did the puzzle good?
The tricorders are again available for general use. The alien ship's computer data is now accessible from the ship's library. I believe I have downloaded enough information to our tricorders to enable operation of most of the ship's controls, Captain.
It's a good thing we looked at that control panel.
Seriously.
I was worried they'd be like, okay, well, you're gonna have to like have our tricorders occupied for like 5 screens worth of like time, and then Harry's gonna pull some hijinks.
Yeah.
Save new game. Cancel. Replay.
Okay, that loops back around to here. Oh, God.
Oh. That's the clowning around theme.
Why, Captain!
Oh, you idiot.
Jim, that doesn't look good at all. Harry, let me take a look at you and check whether that had some deleterious effect.
No, you're all space aliens. You're little gray men from inside the hollow earth. You want to experiment on my body parts. Stay away from me!
Deleterious effects. I guess I don't even need my tricorder to know that.
You'll mind control me, kidnap my children, dissect my dog.
If we can get him on one of the beds and get it active, I think he can be cured. Otherwise, he's likely to become increasingly violent.
Stay away from me!
Okay, so here's our timer.
Save new game.
Spock, see if you can outflank him.
Well, that was easier than I
All yours
expected.
now, Dr. McCoy.
There's nothing there requiring a ship.
Yes, there is. There's specifically something
There's nothing
requiring a
there
ship's
requiring.
doctor. God damn it.
I refuse to assist Mud, Captain.
The volatile chemicals have evaporated over the time the derelict hung in space. I need to refill the capsule dispenser for the bed to activate and effect a cure on our friend Harry here.
You look but see nothing of note.
Oh, there is absolutely something of note.
There's nothing there.
Nothing to report.
I certainly see nothing.
This room closely resembles the Enterprise.
No, I want you to look at the...
I fail to see the logic.
You fail to obtain anything.
All right, well, I guess that's just nothing.
I fail to see the...
These sickbay beds don't look remotely comfortable.
Mm-mm.
Harcourt Fenton Mudd, 3 of the most prominent psychologists in the galaxy, became famous by publishing case studies in sociopathy about him.
The volatile chemicals have evaporated.
So we
over
need to
the time
refill the
derelict
capsule
hung in
dispenser for
space.
the bed.
I need to refill the capsule dispenser.
And how do we go about doing that?
Did that do anything?
Small containers.
The volatile chemical. It would be interesting to analyze them back aboard the Enterprise, but these are probably vaccines, medicines, and research viruses.
Do they pose any threat to us, Doctor?
None seems likely to have any effect on human or Vulcan physiology. To be on the safe side, though, I wouldn't recommend taking a snootful from one of the capsules.
Snootful?
There's no evidence that it has any deleterious effects.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, these look like the capsules we might use in a hypo.
Okay, so...
Like, can we just, like, mess with these triangle controls at all?
Jim, these look like the
It's not letting me whenever I try to click on them, at least with Kirk.
So, like...
There's nothing at the moment for me to do there.
They mentioned that, like, we interpreted the alien tech and we might be able to, like, use our ship's computer. So can we, like, talk to Uhura and see if she can maybe, like, wiki search something for us?
That's not a bad idea.
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
Hmm.
Like, why are we out of range of... Like,
I'm kind of wondering the same thing.
Like, there wasn't, like, an immediate risk or anything. It's just, like, the ship was, like... It's basically salvage and running on life support. It wasn't, like, at risk.
Also, it looks like using McCoy on that machine might have gotten us one of the capsules.
Okay, that's something.
A green capsule apparently for medical use with an unknown alien physiology.
Well, how can we analyze it?
Not like that. Hmm.
Can we mess with the controls now?
Thanks to the library computer data, limited though it is, these primary controls give me access to...
Communications. View screen.
Done.
Communications.
The Enterprise
we can talk
is
to
out of
her right
range
now.
for this equipment, under the conditions of static created by the neutron star.
Communications. View screen.
Ah, there's space out there.
This looks about like it did the last time we saw it. Communications.
The Enterprise is out of...
Communications. View screen.
Done.
Okay, so that did nothing.
How about the other control scheme panel? Because they said it was different.
Thanks to the library.
Communications.
Done. I think this is the secondary station. I think this is the secondary station. I think this is the second.
I guess not.
Okay.
This is the secondary station. With the limited understanding we now have of the library, sensors, navigation, engineering, done. Sensors. The Enterprise is in combat with a number of Elassi pirate ships half a parsec toward the neutron star sector. I read debris identifiable with the pirates, but they continue to harass the Enterprise. Sensors.
They're getting their ass kicked, but they're keeping at it.
Navigation. The computer reports this ship is incapable of navigating anywhere at all without major repairs. We are definitely dead in space until the Enterprise returns, Captain. Sensors, navigation, engineering. The engine pods are damaged, but still generating power, Captain. Sensors, done.
Okay. Well, at least it explains like why the Enterprise is out of range, because they're having dogfights without us.
Yeah, which, honestly, fine. Go for it. You take care of this one, Mr. Scott. I am thoroughly done with combat in this game.
Can we do anything with our orb and this orb, maybe?
You download major portions of the alien library onto the yellow spheroid.
Okay, our thumb drive now has data on it.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Kirk is silently worried about what is happening back on the Enterprise.
Okay, well, I wasn't looking at him, but fine.
The sphere in the middle of this console appears to be some sort of control mechanism.
Not all topics will necessarily be available, Captain. Nor do I believe we can get full details on all data. The tricorders could only do so much processing. It would be worth our effort to locate the central databanks for delivery to the Corniforos Life Sciences University, I believe.
To say nothing of fulfilling our mandate to seek out new life and new civilizations.
I'm receiving data now, Captain. Most internal and external functions are controlled from the bridge. These include engineering, navigation, communications, and sensors. Weapons functions are controlled from the weapons room. I have found an entry on an experimental long-range weapon booster recently installed, named the Wyo's weapon. It does not alter the power of the primary weapon systems, but it does increase the range at which those weapons are effective. I believe I can produce a picture of a member of their race, Captain.
By all means, Spock.
Look at their physiology, Jim. I think this explains the Lashaeans' fascination with 3s and 6s.
It should be no surprise that physiology affects mind and behavior. I would say a six-fingered, six-eyed people would naturally develop their sciences and arts around base 6 numerical systems, just as I observed on the bridge.
Medical knowledge is comprehensive and lifespan is extended considerably over archaic expectations with maintenance of quality of life. Interesting data here about the 6-eyed vision processing in the brain. Their eyesight must have been excellent and almost 300 degrees around.
Interesting.
You look but see nothing of note.
Of course.
It's just a new species.
It's amazing what kinds of life forms they can come up with when they're not limited to head prosthetics in the 1960s.
This is true.
Okay, so if that was the bridge, there's supposed to be a weapons room.
Is that this?
But I'm
Is this
wondering.
where they've got their photon torpedo equivalents? Also, we can probably root around that box that Mudd was fiddling with before.
Yeah.
I wanted it to pick up Spock.
I know, me too.
The device has finished loading, Captain.
But what did it load?
A row of unmarked cylindrical containers. An elaborate piece of alien-looking machinery.
A weapons
This
delivery
fires the
system.
confetti.
It appears to be an accessory
It's the t-shirt
tied
gun.
directly to the alien equivalent of our ship's phasers and photon torpedoes. Unique, Captain. I believe these are self-referencing packed quantum cartridges.
Power boosters! Oh, I've read about those, but they're just theoretical.
Evidently, these are more than theoretical, Lieutenant Buchert. The energy initially released is infinitesimally small, but boosts itself until the power finally released is comparable to our photon torpedoes.
The technical journals discussing the possibilities indicated it would create a weapon of greater range than those we have now, if not a greater punch.
The machinery to deliver these cartridges would be an engineering feat as well, Captain.
What?
Harcourt Fenton Mudd. Of course he's going to be honest and fair with you.
Kirk, my friend!
There was the...
Perhaps the...
Don't push your luck, Harry.
Is this a glitch or did he recover? Okay, either this is a glitch or we've got a problem and the Mudds are multiplying.
Harcourt Fenton Mudd. 3.
There's nothing there.
The fact that the crew didn't comment on this leads me to believe that it's a glitch.
If I was in this situation, I'd be very alarmed.
I mean, the crew was not pleased to see one Harry Mudd, let alone two.
There's nothing there required. I certainly see nothing there.
Nothing remarkable, Captain.
Harcourt Fenton Mudd. You failed to obtain
What was this device we have again?
one of Mudd's miracle degrimers.
Miracle degrimer. And this is some alien medicine. This is our thumb drive. And this is our contact lens.
These lenses, about the size of one's thumbnail, magnify.
So I'm still not sure what we're supposed to be accomplishing here.
Well, we could theoretically, use the long-range weapons to, get the Elassie off of the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless we can alter that
Device has been
torpedo,
unloaded, Captain.
I don't know if that accomplished anything useful.
Unique, Captain.
Power boosters!
Evidently,
The technical
the machinery...
This is much too heavy. This is much too.
If only we kept that anti-grav gun from episode 3.
The device has finished...
Is there anything else in here that we could fiddle with?
Almost certainly there'll be another hit hotspot that we won't notice until we're completely haggard.
We'll notice that I'm hitting all of the geometrical shapes that I can see with this eye icon.
An elaborate piece of. A red triangular. 2 yellow triangular.
Okay.
3 triangular blue.
Is it going to basically operate the same regardless of which button we push?
The device has been... The device has finished...
Doesn't seem to accomplish anything different.
I believe, Captain, that this weapon must be hooked up through the main weapons battery. However, I've already examined the weapons console, and the main weapons battery on this ship was completely destroyed in the action, which made her a derelict. Mr. Scott would have to go over this thoroughly, but I would recommend we try to take this weapon with us to the Enterprise.
I don't think we should tinker with technology we don't understand, Spock, and I'm surprised you'd suggest such a thing. I agree that we should take it aboard the Enterprise. I'll try to raise the ship. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. I don't think we should... I'll try to raise the ship.
I really wish that I could do something with this green canister.
Nothing happens.
We could make him even more paranoid.
The capsules slide into the machinery on the bed exactly as they're designed to. I'm telling the program, our physiology is not the same as the aliens' physiology. Don't want it to try to cure us of being human.
That would be too much to hope for, would it not, Doctor?
Particularly when we're talking about Harry Mudd.
Okay.
This seems to be the main monitoring station for the... This seems to be the main... This seems to be the...
I guess I could use the med kit on him, huh?
Okay, Harry, you should start to feel better in a few minutes. Just lie there quietly until you feel like moving.
Oh, give me something for this headache, Doc. A herd of Amari tree elephants landed behind my eyeballs and did a mating dance.
It bothers me that thing on the right is not like a hotspot, because like, oh, this looks like a map you'd want to like jot down or something.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty, report.
The Alassi pirates have been driven off, Captain. We have damage and injuries among the crew. We just arrived back here a few minutes ago, and we've been trying to raise you on the communicators.
The local star seems to be acting up. Will there be a problem with the transporter? I want you to beam up the landing party, and I also want you to lock onto and beam aboard an alien mechanism we came across.
We can do it, Captain, no problem. At least right now, but the situation is only going to get worse. Are you ready to beam over now?
No, we want to look around some more. We'll call you on this channel when we're ready. Yes, bring us home, Mr. Scott. No, I need to have a word with Harry Mudd before we go. No, we want to look around some more. We'll call... No, I need to have...
Captain Kirk, I seem to be missing a miracle degrimer. Surely you're not stooping to thievery, are you, Captain?
I was sure you wouldn't miss them, Harry. The patent authority wants these properly registered, and I'm sure you want to do the right thing. No, Harry, we're going to let you keep them to sell to the Alassi at incredible profits so they can use them against Federation authorities. I was sure you wouldn't miss them, Harry. The patent authority wants these properly registered, and I'm sure you want to do the right thing.
What? Where's the profit in that, Captain?
Did you know Stella's still looking for you? What's it worth to you for me not to tell her where to find you, Harry?
Consider it done. You have my word, Captain. Now I'm going to pick up just a few things, insignificant things, really. Then I'll be gone. Farewell, Captain. May your path be always trouble-free until we meet again.
When we meet, Harry, it always means trouble.
We have read your report on the problems at Harapan and evaluate your performance at 66%. You and your crew received 1 commendation points. A satisfactory performance, Captain, but there's still room for improvement.
I wired in that alien contraption to the torpedo.
Well, that didn't go very well.
A D minus.
I'd be remiss if we left off there.
Oh, give me something for this headache, Doc. Why, Captain, I see you got this machine to work. I tried to get it up and running for the longest time.
Help yourself, Harry. Knowledge is for everyone. Get away from that this instant, Harry, or I'll shoot you in the stand. Help yourself, Harry. Knowledge is for everyone.
Why, Kirk, I didn't think you had it in you. Thank you.
I feel like there was a possible middle ground there that we could have had.
There absolutely should have been.
I failed to see the...
I certainly see nothing.
Okay.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
What am I missing here?
Harry Mudd hopes he can make it back to... Harry Mudd hopes...
It's treating the...
Harry
Mudd
Harry seems to be overriding our access to the computer.
Nothing to report. Nothing.
Maybe if we leave and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, like, now look in the box that he was... Or is there still, like... Do we still have, like, triple Harrys?
We have too many Harrys.
Trouble with troubles, but it's just,
yeah.
porkets. Okay.
You can't seem to make this work.
Do we need to still do the tricorder business?
Maybe.
Databanks erased.
It appears our good friend, Harry Mudd, has crashed the main computers. I doubt if it was a very easy thing to manage.
Spock, we're talking about Harry Mudd. He was probably trying to download it so he could sell it to the highest bidder.
And instead, he wiped the memory. That knowledge was priceless.
At least our life support system isn't dependent on the alien computer.
I believe, Captain, that the basic functions of the ship remain even now. This is the library module. The art, history, and cultural memory of the aliens are gone, but the mechanical necessities of sickbay, engineering, and sensors continue to work.
But their essence, their souls, are gone, Spock.
Illogical, Captain. This race has been extinct for millennia.
Well, this seems like as good a time as any to reload this saved game.
This is what we get for helping Harry.
I didn't think it was going to be possible to get less than a 66%, but it turns out we weren't the worst. All right. Let's just leave this guy here to chill for a little while. I guess I'll press all the buttons on this console.
Thanks to the library.
Again.
Communications.
The Enterprise is out of range.
Communications. View screen. I guess
just where I left it.
Looks about communications.
Okay.
So we can load the weapon, heal Harry, and maybe try to figure out what the heck we need to do with any of these inventory items we've acquired.
I don't think I want to heal Harry just yet. It seems like he's just going to cause trouble for us. I feel like I don't want to do anything with Harry until we're ready to leave.
Can we, like, examine the things we got out of here from our inventory?
Yeah. So this is the degrimer.
One of Mudd's miracle degrimers.
Okay.
This was the data.
Shiny dodecagons as long as one's hand. Highly reflective. Shimmering with the prismatic rainbow look of oil on water.
And this was the optical lens.
These lenses, about the size of one's thumbnail, magnify like fine optical glass.
So we can clean something, we can look at something, and we can download data. And we already have data.
Is there anything we can degrime or examine more closely?
That's what I'm wondering.
This container holds small mechanical... You look but see nothing of note.
Really?
You look but see nothing.
So there's obviously more data that we need to acquire about this race. But I'm not sure what else we have to fiddle with.
Any more hotspots in here we haven't found before?
This appears to be some sort of engineering instrument.
Really?
A multi-purpose repair tool.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
So we can repair something, but
the question is, what can we repair?
yeah, what's broken that can be repaired with a small handheld engineering tool?
There's like debris in here, but like nothing's
Nothing
really
happens. Nothing
been
happens.
articulated as broken.
Nothing happens.
I feel like that the most like
Power
potential we'd have for like repairing something would be either in the computer room or the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this med bay seems like it's working as intended. And last time we triggered contacting the Enterprise just because we messed with computers in here.
I think we triggered it by healing Harry.
A control
Is that
console.
like graph of like the
A
lines to
control
the circles? Was that a hotspot?
No.
No. Okay. I'm just hallucinating.
I wish it was.
Can you just use like the repair thing on the control panel itself?
Let's see.
Nothing happens.
Nope.
Nothing happens.
This is what we've been reduced to. Just combing over every single pixel on every screen.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Well, what if our progress in this episode, like if basically Harry is the trigger for the end of the episode, are there any other events where he gets up and causes mischief and that would prompt us to need to use any of our inventory items?
Well, it's worth finding out.
Save new game.
I mean, we did have the option of telling the Enterprise that we're going to stay here and continue to investigate. I just chose the option that talked about closing things out with mud, and that's what triggered us just leaving.
Let's go see Harry break the computer and then see if anything else triggers after that event.
Why, Captain, I see you got this machine to work. I tried to get it up and running for the longest time.
Help yourself, Harry. Knowledge is for everyone. Get away from that this instant, Harry, or I'll shoot you where you stand.
Gonna do it.
Whatever you say, Captain. Oops!
Mud, did you know what you just did? That knowledge was priceless, and you've just destroyed it forever.
It looks like he destroys it either way.
Kirk, look what you made me do! You and your clumsy Starfleet!
Mud, don't you realize what you've done? That knowledge was irreplaceable. You just burned down the galactic equivalent of the Library of Alexandria. Millions of lives might have been saved by the knowledge that you destroyed.
Now see here, Dr. McCoy. Don't blame me if Kirk's bellowing causes me to be a teeny bit clumsy.
Teeny bit clumsy, Mud? You're a disgrace to the entire human race.
How dare you, Kirk? I have half a mind to sue you for defamation of character.
Captain, I think Mr. Mudd looks like he's getting out of control.
Kirk, get this muscle-bound clod away from me! I'm allergic to violence!
At ease, Lieutenant. He's not worth it.
Can we just...
Jim, you should relax a little more.
Guess not.
He looks at you with a puzzle.
I fail to see the lot.
No, we don't get to incapacitate him as much as that might benefit us.
I wonder if we can look inside the dodecahedron now. Now that it's been cracked open.
You look but see nothing of note.
Oh, all right.
I would not have assumed it to be hollow, but...
You fail to obtain anything.
It troubles me that we still haven't, like, used any of our
that.
items for anything.
I know.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Can we combine them?
Nothing happens.
I've tried that in the limited capacity that this game allows me to combine things.
These two things fit together like they were made for each other.
But of course I didn't try that specific combination.
It's fussy because, like...
Grimer with lenses attached.
With a lens, okay?
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reload. And we are most certainly not going to revive Harry. But we are gonna do that again.
These two things fit together like they were made for each other.
Once again, the lack of conveyance of any kind, that what I am doing is even registering as what I am attempting to do when I click two inventory items with each other. If it doesn't work, it just switches the new inventory item. But if it does work, it just works.
Rick, your heatedness is not logical right now. It is just a video game.
Knock it off. Oh, what?
Well, I think we know why the Alassi pirates were so interested in finding out where Mudd was getting these.
I guess it causes explosions.
With lenses attached.
Interesting.
Doesn't seem to matter where you use it, it just does a canned animation.
So, like, what, is this a weapon?
I mean, that's the description, or like their response seems to suggest that's why the Alassi wanted more of these degrimers.
Uh-huh.
This whole episode has so little structure, it's like just kind of like...
It's infuriating.
Just... Can we just, like, confront him about the,
Kirk, my friend!
There was...
Perhaps the...
Don't push your luck.
Unless
well, I guess we can't...
Yeah, unless I have to revive him. But I don't want to do that.
He's only going to cause problems. Wake up, Harry.
And I can't talk to him.
Nope. You just gotta...
You failed to obtain...
All you can do is leave and then let him ruin the computer.
Another thing that irritates me about this style of episode is that without a clear goal in mind, and without any idea of whether or not we've actually managed to do what the game expects us to do, like, I don't feel like I know when we're ready to end it. It's just a matter of using the communicator, going back and seeing what Starfleet tells us that our rating is.
Thanks to the library computer data.
Communications. Scotty, report.
The Alassi pirates have been driven off, Captain.
The local star seems to be acting up.
We can do it, Captain. No problem.
No, we want to look around some more. No, I need to have a word with Harry.
Captain Kirk, I was hoping to see you. I'm leaving soon and wanted to say thanks for the escort. Ta-ta! And I hope we never have to cross paths again, Captain.
Don't rush off, Harry. There's still a few things we need to discuss. In such a hurry? And Stella said she was dropping everything to meet. Don't rush off, Harry. There's still a few things we need to discuss.
Okay, so this dialogue is different now that we know what these devices do.
Yeah.
You were selling high-technology weapons to terrorists and known criminals. Tell me why I shouldn't arrest you on the spot just on general principles.
Because I am going to turn over a selection of samples to the Corniforous Life Sciences University?
For free?
Of course. One of everything I've found here.
5 of each.
Captain! 2.
5. Remember, I could confiscate your entire stock as illegal goods. You might get it back through the courts in a few years.
You drive a hard bargain, Captain. It's a deal.
You have no idea what a great bargain it is, Mudd.
I understand. No problem. And you, Captain?
Bring us home, Mr. Scott.
Still getting off easy.
And still not using all of our inventory items.
We have read your report on the problems at Harapan and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points. A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
I wired in that alien contraption to the torpedo system. It should boost the ship's firepower, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. I only wish you could wire Harry Mudd to a photon torpedo.
While you were away, Captain, I made some travel arrangements that I thought you would approve of.
Travel arrangements?
I think you'll be happy to know that I've arranged for Stella Mudd to meet her long-lost husband on Starbase 7, sir.
Approved, Lieutenant. Take us out of here, Mr. Sulu.
I guess the deciding difference there is solving the mystery of what those degrimers were for.
Yes.
Feathered serpent.
Captain's log, stardate 5097.3. Starfleet reports major military activity in the Klingon sector near Krakur, a planet on the edge of Klingon space. Intelligence indicates that the Klingons are mobilizing a large fleet to search for a renegade who is responsible for a disruption of unknown nature on that planet. Federation sensors have found a faint energy trail leading to the planet Zam-4 in the Digifal system. We've been ordered by Starfleet to track down the source of the energy and discovered what happened on Krakur before the Klingon fleet enters Federation space. If we are not successful, the Federation and the Klingon Empire may find themselves at war once again.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
I still hate this.
Well, I think that they did a good job selling us on the experience of having to deal with Harry Mudd.
They did.
It's very authentic, very true to life. You feel like you are as aggravated as Kirk is. So really, it's genius.
Listen. My head hurts. Alright, I have such mixed feelings about episode 4. I really liked the trappings of investigating a brand new alien civilization and learning more about them, in hindsight by going through their libraries. I liked the exploration and investigation of it. I liked seeing the inside of the ship and having to kind of figure out how everything worked. I even liked the general idea of working with Harry Mudd, but this does not work for an adventure game. It just doesn't.
I feel like that the best way this could have worked is if it had actually been like missed puzzles, because the stuff like, okay, the aliens have a base 6 number system, and like you're trying to figure out the machinery. That's all. Like you kind of made the comparison earlier, was that it's very mist-driven, very cyan, and that could have been great, but that's not the genre of adventure game this is.
No, and there's just not enough feedback in this game as to what you're doing and why. That whole thing could have been, in my opinion, it could have been redeemed by, first and foremost, just having a better interface, which isn't going to happen with this game, so I get it. But it also just needed to be structured in such a way that gave us a reason for doing what we're doing. Just beaming aboard the ship with the intent of investigating is all well and good, but that needs to lead to some kind of a conflict, to build to some kind of a climax. It was far too easy for us to think that we were doing the right thing by saving Harry Mudd, and then we end the episode by getting off of the derelict, and we have learned nothing, apparently. Interesting, but in desperate need of some tooling.
It needed better structuring, just better signposting about this is what we're trying to accomplish and when you've reached a satisfying endpoint. Because there's a difference between a perfect A+ and a D- in that was just putting a lens on a thing that you couldn't really infer the significance of either.
Yes. I mean, and trial and error taught us that there was more that we needed to find out. There weren't context clues in the game itself on your first run through the episode that you needed to find more. There was just stuff that you could find, and if you failed, then you knew you had to go back and do it again. Same thing for, like, using... Same thing for activating the communications array after figuring out what the item did. The only reason that I thought that that might be time to call it quits is because in a prior play, we found that Harry calls us out for taking his degrimer, and it didn't seem to come to a satisfactory conclusion. So, in the benefit of hindsight, I was able to say to myself, okay, well, he's going to bring this up to us, and now we know that it's a weapon, and there's no other way to confront him on this, so that must be the way that we have to go. I don't know. It's easy for us to sit here in 2022 and rake this game over the coals for its sins 31 years ago, and that's not entirely fair. We've learned a lot more about game design since then, but I feel like there were enough adventure games at this point, and there were enough people that were doing it right, that these kinds of things could have been avoided. So, anyhow, we've done it. We're halfway through.
We can get through this together, gang. We can find out what's at the end of space.
Please be there. I don't know if I could do this alone. Having David here helps, but I need all of you.
Is it going to be enough?
I need all of you and your energy to get me through the rest of Star Trek 25th Anniversary. It's an adventure game. Anyway, enough smarm. Let's get out of here. Save early, save often. Please come back. Please come back. Don't leave us here.
David raises his eyebrow at you.
Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
See ya.